I'm Joan, and this is Lou
I'm
Newdecker.
And between the two of us, we're the Newdeckers.
Oh, the shark, babe, has such teeth, dear,
Oh, we'll be married 53
and it
days.
shows them pearly white.
How did we meet?
How do we meet? Okay.
A blind date, which is, your friends arrange the date.
Yeah, it's got nothing to do with bad vision. Like that.
Anyway, my friend from school, just a girl I knew, an acquaintance at school, had arranged for me to go out with Lou. So we all went to the dance school for some sort of welcoming dance. They wanted to get more clients, of course. And that was our very first date. On the second date, we went to a nightclub. We really had a good time at the nightclub.
And you got hammered big time.
Oh, that's it. That's the end of the story.
My first impression was, doesn't look too bad. There's work to be done, but
My first impression was he was very neat and tidy. He was not like some of the guys that were slobs at school. And he looked just a little bit more sophisticated, believe it or not.
in other words, it was too high end for her.
And I just wasn't quite sure about this. Remember what you disliked about me right from the start?
What? No.
I was always
Late.
late.
And still are. On Saturday nights, we used to go out to nightclubs.
Or
dancing,
to movies.
Movies, nightclubs or movies.
And we always stopped in at the White Spot.
Oh,
That
yes.
was part of Saturday night.
Oh, yeah.
It
I
was
think the
great.
funniest thing that ever happened when the first time I went to dinner at Joan's parents' place, her mom hauled out this Ethiopian chicken that looked like it was on a starvation diet, and she put this chicken down and I thought it was Cornish game hen, and I put my fork in and took the whole chicken, and she kicked me under the table. Because the chicken was for the four of us. It was
Yeah.
just a shade bigger than the pigeon. Not much bigger than the pigeon.
So that's when the tradition started of going to the White Spot. About 6 months after we met, I think we knew we were going to get married.
Yeah.
We never went out with anybody else after that first date when we first met each other.
Yeah, it was pretty well signed, sealed, and delivered.
Yeah.
One night in the car after a movie, I think I said we should get married, and you said, yeah, I think so. And then I said, well, do we have to get engaged? So I said, yeah, sure. Why don't we get engaged next weekend? So we got. I think that's how it worked out. We got engaged the next following weekend, and that was that.
My dad said was we had to have a house first before we were married.
We went
So
and
we
bought a
had,
house.
so we had to wait a year. So we bought a house before we were married. So when we were married, I was 20 and he was 23.
Yeah, and I wanted to make darn sure I knew what I got, and that took a while to figure out. The wedding was okay. You gotta take into consideration, Jojo's parents weren't well off. We thought at the time.
They weren't well off then.
No, they weren't well off. No,
And neither were your
and
parents.
they were proud people, and they paid. It's the tradition that the bride's parents pay for the wedding, and we did the best we could.
And the
They
groom's
did the
parents
best we
paid
did.
for the liquor.
Yeah, and the groom's parents paid for the liquor, and it was modest. It wasn't. Compared to today's weddings, it was.
36 people, was it?
Yeah, about 36, 38 or
Yeah,
whatever
it was
was
quite
36 or
small.
38, something like that.
We didn't even have a lot of our friends at the wedding. It was mostly family.
We were standing there, and we waited and we waited and we waited, and she didn't come and she didn't come, and I looked at my watch, and Frank looked at his watch, and then Frank says to me, he says, she doesn't come in the next 10 minutes, he says, we're gonna go out someplace and get drunk. And I said, I'm with you. And then just then the music started to play,
It
and she
was-
came walking in with
I
a
was
debt.
20 minutes late. And the minister handed me his handkerchief
Yeah.
And I just sobbed through the whole thing. I don't know why. I don't know why I was crying. 'Cause I wasn't
Makes a guy feel really good when the girl is standing there bawling her eyes out. Like, what's happening? Am I not good enough, or what? Are
Yeah.
you sorry that you what you know what's going on?
I think the main thing is be honest with each other.
You need one that steps back. If both are fighters and both are hotheads, it's not going to work. Because there's going to be up and downs in every marriage, no matter what.
I would still have a good time. Most of all because of our kids and our grandkids.
Oh yeah, our grandkids.
Yeah.
Happy we'll be down the sea, and never again I'll go sailing. No more sailing, so long sailing. Bye-bye.
No, once you got a fish, you don't have to put the net out anymore.